Y'all, if there's one thing this franchise can do right, that is put a montage together. Happy Death Day to You. Now, in Happy Death Day to You, we follow our lovable Tree as she realizes that Carter's friend Ryan is now stuck in the same time loop that she was stuck in the first film, and she decides to team up to help Ryan uncover who the killer is and who's killing him. But we also realize that there's a lot more going on behind the scenes than what meets the eye. Now, I was a pretty solid fan of the first Happy Death Day. I liked the premise of a girl trying to uncover the murderer and has to constantly keep reliving the same day. I thought it worked to solid effects, but mostly I really liked Jessica Ross's performance. I thought she elevated that film tremendously, and it's honestly a solid fun time. I've watched it quite a lot, honestly, since it's come out in theaters. Happy Death Day to You is one of those indicators where I feel like the sequel is better than the predecessor. I love this movie. I will flat out say I loved Happy Death Day to You. There's so much about this film that personally just works for me personally, but I definitely want to emphasize that if you were not a fan of the first film, do not watch this film. This really takes a lot of the silly, wacky stuff of that first film and just amplifies it in this. And I think one of the biggest things also is there's a big, massive tonal shift in this film compared to the original. And honestly, in my opinion, it ditches its entire sort of horror slasher roots. This isn't really a horror movie anymore. In fact, it's more of a campy sci-fi rom-com than it is anything else. So much fun. I love a movie that's unapologetically itself, to the point that it will annihilate viewers. And I feel like Happy Death Day to You is that, and I loved how much this film wore its silly, wacky side. I think that the reason why this movie is so good is because it embraces the weirdness of it. Sure, the plot gets convoluted, and the first 10 minutes, you think you're being sold one movie, and then you completely get turned into a different movie, and I think some people will wish the movie was that first act, but in my opinion, I love Tree so much that I was able to go with it. I thought this movie was hilarious. I was laughing out loud. I was having a blast with this film. Love that it never gets old and repetitive, even though we are constantly reliving the same day. And since we are, in a sense, a sequel, that could have definitely have been the case with this, and it doesn't. It still feels fresh and engaging and super fun, and this movie's just an utter delight. I really liked it. This is honestly, in a lot of ways, Back to the Future Part 2 thrown in a bender with a milkshake and all the B-movie goodies that you can find, and that's what this movie is. It's not meant to, in a sense, to be digested as pure art. It's just meant to be digested as fun and entertaining, and I feel like on that aspect, this film succeeds in flying colors. Movie, and I think Jessica Roth is a flat-out movie star. She owns this franchise. Her facial expressions, her one-liners, everything, how she interacts with all the characters. I want to watch her in everything. She is so good and likable and charming, and she just carries this entire franchise. Overall, Happy Death Day to You is a blast. It embraces its weird, kooky elements. It's an extremely entertaining. I love the kills, I love the comedy, and I most certainly loved our lead star, Jessica Roth, who is an absolute triumph in this film. Her facial expressions, her acting is amazing, and the emotional beats her character gets are extremely powerfully earned in my opinion. As the score goes, I'm gonna give Happy Death Day to You a 4 out of 5. Yes, you guys, I was a big, massive fan of this film. Let me know in the comment section below what you think of it. Also, make sure to stay through the credits. There's an awesome mid-credit scene, and that I definitely don't think that you want to miss. And I really hope we get a third film, because I'm a big, massive fan now of this franchise. So let me know everything in the comment section below. And until next time, I'm the Slash Movier, and you guys have just been slashed.